Here we are at the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the running of the Brickyard 400 in season number 5 of the Gatorade Cup Series. It's been wild in the past. We're getting down to the cutoff, to the chase. Before we get going here, let's take a look at our starting lineup. On the pole, we have Cole Luigi in the 42 in a different kind of car, kind of a tribute to the Indy cars that would race, kind of looking like that with the sponsoring number on the quarter panel. 2 is outside the 2 of Luke Rainey. In 30, you have Tim Gary. 4th, Tim Ranoff. Running out the top 5, got Alex Stewart. Then Joe Jefferson 6th. 7th, Isaac Nichols. 8th, DJ Reed. 9th, Josh Meehl. And Patrick Smith rounding out the top 10. The rest of the field goes Eli Bright and then Michael Canto. Andrew Miller and then Levi Shones. Cynthia Bright and Jay Jefferson. Ivy Hernandez and Max Anderson. Michael Gregory and Carter Friesen. Then Wyatt Walker and Brady Wormnest. Justin Heath and Jeff Bright. He's second in points. Trey Rainey and then Evan Hunter. Adam Lewis and Keegan Thompson. Jonathan Buford and Brandon Tharp. Then Jason Smith Jr. and John West. Derek Bouchard and Alexander Rowe. Francis Dustin and William Seaman. Katie Samito and Julius Anderson. Marcus Sachi and Riley Spraylytube. And round out the field, you got Kevin Bay in 41st and 42nd, TJ Hanley in the number 30 car. So that's your field here at Indianapolis as we now go down trackside for the command.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Take a nice deep breath, buddy. Settle in, relax. Give your seatbelt a little tug and tug on your steering wheel one more time for me. Good luck, bud. We'll see you at the end of this deal.
Here there, 42 cars rolling off here at the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 2.5 miles around this racetrack. Get a better view there of the 42 paint scans. We said it's kind of a tribute to the Indy cars. Kind of looks like them with the sponsor on the door and what would be the door of an Indy car, and then the number on the quarter panel. You can see the 42 right there. And Cole Luigi, your points leader coming to the day, also going to be your pole sitter. So a lot of momentum. Luke Rainey trying to win. He's starting under the outside, trying to win and get up into the top 20 points to get into the chase. And then got some others back here just needing great runs to keep their seasons alive. Pace car into pit road. Cole Luigi, Luke Rainey on the front row for the start of the Brickyard 400. They come down the front straightaway. Who gets to kiss the bricks today? We are green to find out. Green flag for the Brickyard 400. Cole Luigi with the big time stars. They come down the back straightaway for the first time here today. Cole Luigi jumps out to the race lead. Here comes Tim Gary now to the inside in turn 3. Battling for the race lead in turn 3 on lap 1. Cole Luigi with a big run off the top side clears. And Tim Gary made the move a little too late there. It got too tight. And off of turn number 4 they come. To lead lap 1 of the Brickyard 400. It's going to be the 42 car. Cole Luigi leads lap 1. Your points leader, 5 points towards his championship. As the front 2 pull away, they're side by side behind with Isaac Nichols in the 48 up to 3rd. Josh Meehl going for 4th. Luke Rainey has gone back down to the inside after a pretty slow start for him. Fell back. He's up now to the inside lane. I believe he has settled into the top 5. They come down the back straightaway. We saw yesterday in the Target Series race the kind of single file train all the way up around the top side, almost like they had a restrictor plate on the cars, and created some single file racing. Today should be a little bit different. So your first battle is with Alex Stewart and Levi Shones. Shones has done very well here in the past, no matter what car it is, Cup car, Target Series car, you name it. He's done fantastic here in the past, and he's looking to continue that success. He's to the inside of Alex Stewart. Battle for 3rd, still going on. Josh Meehl to the outside of Isaac Nichols. It's going to lose that 15 car position as Luke Rainey comes for that 4th position. Gets it easily as he slides up in line. And there goes Tim Ranoff in the 93 for the 5th position. He takes it easily as well. Front 6 pull away, and then there's battle 7th on back. Levi Shones leads that train down. As Cole Luigi, your points leader, still out front leading laps, started on pole, and hasn't looked back. Tim Gary made a move on lap 1, couldn't get it done. Now they're battling for 2nd. 16 car might be just a little bit slower because it looks like that 42 is pulling away and the 48 is on the back bumper. So if the 48 can make a move on that 16, they might be able to gain on the 42 once he completes the pass as they cross the stripe. 3 laps completed. Here comes Nichols to the bottom lane, challenging in the number 48 car. Josh Meehl also to the bottom lane. He's going to get to the 3rd position right here as he gets a big time run from 6th to 3rd into turn 1. Tim Ranoff also gets to the bottom lane. He's going to get to the inside. Tim Gary and Luke Rainey falls back a few positions as Levi Shones, Jay Jefferson, Michael Canto, and Eli Bray have caught this big battle. Side by side for 4th. Tim ran off trying to take it. Levi Shones looking to the inside. Luke Rainey back there. Couldn't get it done. Shones almost won the target race here yesterday. Finished second. He was second in line pretty much the whole final, I would say, about 5 laps of the race. Just could not make a move. As for the race lead, Isaac Nichols with a big run to the 42. Kodoiji with the draft. Moves out of line. Gets back up in line to get that draft. Moves back out of line. And we have a battle for the race lead into turn 1. Isaac Nichols is going to take it from Kodoiji as they come off of turn number 1. And I'm telling you, that 16 car, something is just a little bit off with him right now as he's falling back. Isaac Nichols pulls away. Kodoiji and Josh Meal, a little bit of contact there into turn 2. They're able to keep it going straight. Yeah, Tim Gary's fallen outside the top 5. He's found just inside the top 10 barely. So big problem on the 16 car, possibly not handling the way he wants it. Oh, close there for second. Josh Meal and Kodoiji have been getting close these last few laps, battling for that second position. Kodoiji with a big time run off of turn number 4 on the top side. He's going to clear Josh Samio down the front straightaway. Samio gets up in line. Here comes Luke Rainey in the number 2 car. Remember, we said he won earlier this season at Bristol, looking to get a second win of the season and get himself into the top 20 in points and try and get that wild card. Meanwhile, out front, Isaac Nichols looking for his first win of the season. Your IROC champion has struggled, but here he is now leading the Brickyard 400 with a chance to win and keep his chase hopes alive. Still a lot of racing left, though, here at Indianapolis. We're coming to a fourth of the way through the race. We're going to complete 6 laps once Nichols gets to the stripe this time. Kodoiji has settled into second. The battle for third is still on Luke Rainey with a big, fast run there to the 15 car. Couldn't make a move, but can he do it off of turn number 4 is the question. Couldn't pull out of line quite yet. There's still single file up at the front. Your first battle is way back here. We have to go back to Evan Hunter, Justin Heath back here just outside the top 10. So very interesting Indianapolis race. You don't normally see single file races like we have so far. Target races single file out. This race is pretty calm as well. But one caution could change that all. Kodoiji is starting to run down the 48 just a little bit in that draft. 42 team has brought some fast cars to the track. No matter what track it is, every race they've somehow found a way to get up to the front if they are still running towards the end. This race has been no different. They started up front. They lost the lead, but they fell back to second, so they're still up there with a shot. And they kept Josh Meal on the field behind them, and now they're starting to run down the 48 once again. See, cars getting just a little bit tight, possibly with the tire wear. And that could create some more interesting moments back in the pack if they're balanced double file behind. Could create a crash or cars being put in the wall, so it'd be something to look out for. Josh Meal with a big time run onto the 42 car. Possibly because the 42 had to lift just a little bit in turn number 2. Which is normally a corner you don't really have to let off a ton. You just have to burp the throttle just a little bit. But other than that, you don't really have to hit the brakes at all. 2 and 4. So this is the front 6 cars in this, and then you got 7th and 8th, Eli Bright and Adam Lewis. Then Michael Canto 9th. Tim Gary has fallen to 10th. He's battling with Wyatt Walker is 11th. Then you got Evan Hunter, Javier Hernandez 13th. Those 13th pulled away, and then you got Justin Heath leading the rest of the field around. Jay Jefferson has fallen. He was up inside the top 10, remember, battling. He's back to, I believe, the 19th position in the number 1 car and still falling as Francis Dustin and Cynthia Bright got a big run into that number 1 car. Just so weird seeing one of the Chip Ganassi cars up there getting the pole and up there battling inside the top 3, and then the other fading out throughout the pack as Kodoiji has made the pass on Isaac Nichols for the race lead. Nichols coming right back with a crossover to the stripe. Kodoiji leads, but not by much as Nichols is back to the inside lane into turn 1. They get a little close. Isaac Nichols is going to clear Kodoiji as they come off of turn number 1. Luigi trying to get back down line, which he does nicely. How about that? Kodoiji gets leads back in 3 and 4. And Nichols gets it right back in 1 and 2. Great racing up at the front. The back, and then you got 13th on back kind of just trying to get to these front few. If they start battling side by side, like these front 6, it'll definitely be bring some more cars into the battle. Looked like Luke Rainey had to run onto Josh Meal there, just couldn't do anything with that run, and still back in line as Levi Shones got up into the 5th position. Watch for him to try and make a move late in this race. So we're come to halfway soon. 2 laps still halfway. Isaac Nichols still out front. Kodoiji still in second. Josh Schmiel still third. The battles for fourth. Levi Shelms with a run onto Luke Rainey. And Lewis and Eli Bright battling. They've been battling quite a lot these last few laps, but Bright's just gotten such good runs off the top of the corners, and Lewis has not been able to complete the pass. Look ahead, Josh Schmiel with the big run, along with Code Luigi. Nichols just trying to hang on for dear life right there without any draft. 13 laps to go this time by. Isaac Nichols still leading the field around Indianapolis. Code Luigi trying to set him up. Josh Schmiedel there in the number 15 car. And Luke Rainey's kind of slowing behind them. See, Code Luigi actually just ran as fast as... Everyone's run their fastest lap of the race right there just that last time by. The front three ran their fastest laps of the race. That is something interesting to see. In fact, that might have been the fastest lap of the race for anyone that Code Luigi just ran. No, the 7 car ran a 43. Code Luigi up the track. Josh Schmiedel to the inside. Couldn't get it done right there. Does cost some time for those two, however. And Isaac Nichols pulls away just a little bit. Down this long front straightaway, halfway this time by. 12 down, 12 to go. Isaac Nichols out front. Now the question will be, do these guys have to hit pit road? Sure, a lot of them don't want to hit it under green because you have to go from, what is it, about 180 miles an hour down to pit road speed. Josh Schmiedel has a big run onto the 42 along with Luke Rainey. Just can't get anything done right there in the draft. So they feel really spread out now. Wondering if some will start hit pit road soon. Josh Schmiedel with the peak. Down the front stretch, didn't have the draft. He's trying to move back up in line, but Luke Rainey with the draft is outside the 15 car now as they battle side by side for the third position. Luke Rainey's hoping to get a big run on the top side right here. Couldn't get it done. Tim Randolph now to the bottom lane with a big run. Randolph going to look for that fourth position. Luke Rainey's going to fade here just a little bit. He might fall outside the top 5. Look at Eli Bright with a big run off of turn number 2. Michael Canton now to the inside for the 5th position, but Bright with the draft is going to clear the 09 car, and teammates now battle behind. Luke Rainey and Adam Lewis still bound, coming to 10 to go. Yeah, Rainey gets to the outside of Josh Schmiedel, hoping to make something happen there. Just is going to fall outside of the top 5, back to about the 9th, 8th position. Here we go. We got cars starting to come down pit road. Isaac Nichols and Code Luigi will lead the field down, and most of your front runners come into pit road, which leaves Josh Schmiedel from 3rd position with the race lead. Cars have started to hit pit road so they can make it on field. They've gone 13 laps, and they have to go about 10 to 12 laps. So they can definitely make it on field. The question is, the people who pit sooner, will they have an advantage over these guys because they'll be in the draft possibly? We'll look at Isaac Nichols and Code Luigi still coming down this long, slow, narrow pit road. Nichols into his pit stall. Code Luigi has number 1 pit stall for getting the pole. Luke Rainey just behind him with the number 2 pit stall. They're on pit road. That is your points leader. And is it just going to be 2 tires? Possibly. Yeah, 2 tires for Isaac Nichols and Code Luigi. They're packing it full of fuel, though. That's why they're staying in pit road. Isaac Nichols leads with the race lead. Code Luigi in second, right on his bumper as they exit pit road. Tim Randolph and Eli Bright side by side coming off pit road. Bright gives the position to Nichols, or to Randolph, excuse me. So this will be the race for the race lead, we're assuming, unless Josh Schmiedel. Oh, Nichols into the grass there coming off of pit road. Yeah, and that big mistake's going to cost him. Look at Code Luigi with a run down the backstretch. To the inside, Nichols, a race off of pit road. Wow. Nichols overdrives on the access road, gives the inside to Code Luigi in 3 and 4, and Luigi passes him back. Eli Bright now for 3rd on Tim Randolph. He possibly did the same thing in the grass. And now where does Josh Schmiedel come off pit road? He's leaving with Javier Hernandez. Do they have enough time to get around with the race lead? Hernandez off ahead of Schmiedel, but where is Code Luigi? They might actually come out with the race lead. I do not see that the 42 car is coming, but these two are possibly going to get off with the race lead. Code Luigi come with a big run, but did pitting later help the 78 and the 15? Schmiedel staying low. Code Luigi will clear into turn 3. But Josh Schmiedel's going to come out in 3rd. Oh, contact! Schmiedel to the wall! Nichols around! Caution! Coming up into the track! Everyone misses! Oh, Justin Heath. Everyone misses, but the caution will come out, and that erases a huge lead Avi Hernandez had before that happened. Yellow is out. Avi Hernandez back in front with 8 laps to go. It's going to be a late race restart. Nichols and Samito make contact, and the 48 car gets the worst of it, as we'll check out what happened. Isaac Nichols, the guy has dominated this race out front, loses the lead on pit stops, and this is what happens in 3. Josh Meehl's slower. Nichols is like, hey, I'm going to get to the bottom lane right here with a nice little crossover, but just powers off the corner up into Samito, puts Samito into the wall, and then Nichols, after Samito hits the wall, spins out. Luckily, as he's spinning and coming up the track, look at the 22 and some others. Luckily, no one hits him as he sits sideways in the middle of the track. That could have been a big, scary accident. And even Justin Heath coming in here, right here on the outside lane. Good job there by going high and not staying in his lane. Let's look at this in real time as Nichols takes a spin. And right there, they make contact, puts Josh Meehl on the wall. So Meehl's going to have some damage right there. I don't know if it's going to slow his car or not, but he's definitely going to have some damage. See the field flying on by. Luckily, no one hits him. And this, he races a huge, humongous lead Avi Hernandez had. It was, at that moment, a 2-second lead over the 42 of Colucci, but now he has to hold off one of the fastest cars of the day to win the Brickyard 400. We'll take you back to the green flag with Avi Hernandez out front. In turn 4, come take the green flag. 4 laps to go when we get it. Justin Heath out because of a header, so tough break there, a mechanical problem on the 9 car. Avi Hernandez out front trying to hold on to victory. Colucci, your points leader, trying to get back to victory lane for the 3rd time this season, and 2nd. 3rd is Josh Meehl, 4th Adam Lewis, 5th Michael Canto. They got Tim Ranoff, John West, Wyatt Walker, Eli Bright, Evan Hunter rounding out the top 10. As the field paces into the restart zone, green flag back in the air for Avi Hernandez. A big jump on Colucci and the rest of the field. We're back racing for the final time here at Indianapolis. Did Hernandez get too good of a restart though? Is that Wyatt Walker pulling low with an issue? I think a car may have pulled low with an issue. Everyone keeps up to speed though. Down into turn 2. Colucci with the run. Luigi's car's been faster than everyone but the 48 here today. And now the 48 is back in the 30s with damage. So can Colucci get by the 78 cars? The question. On his bumper, look into the inside. Colucci with a big run off of turn number 3. He clears Avi Hernandez as they hit turn 4. Now can these guys get in the draft and try and run that 42 car back down? The only car that has got past the 42 here today was the 48 of Nichols. Can Avi Hernandez get back by him? 3 laps to go. And them battling 3rd on back is not helping them out. They have to get single-filed out. They should know this. They have to get single-filed out. If they do, they will run down those front 2 in a hurry. Here comes Adam Lewis to the inside of Josh Samito. Samito with a big run, but Adam Lewis stays to the inside. This is a battle for 3rd because nothing's happening 2nd and 1st. Jay Jefferson. Remember that one car is falling off in the middle of the run. Here he is inside the top 5 now with coming to 2 laps to go. Colucci has the race lead, but Avi Hernandez in the draft is coming in turn 4. It's going to be a 2-horse race at the front. 2 to go at Indianapolis. Behind them, big battles. 3rd and 4th have cleared. 5th on back, and a huge battle. Jay Jefferson with the peak for 3rd. What a great day this would be for Chip Ganassi Racing if they can finish 1st and 3rd here at Indianapolis. But Colucci has to hold off Avi Hernandez for 1.5 more laps. They will hit turn 3. Colucci with a pretty good lead. Avi Hernandez still trying to run him down. Into turn 4 they will come. If everyone gets around 3 and 4 without wrecking, we will finish this race under the green flag. It looks like they accomplished that. As they come down the front straightaway, the white flag is out for Colucci. One more time around Indianapolis. The IndyCar tribute. Is it going to be good luck for him here today? Into turn 2 for the final time. Looking for his 3rd win of the season. Your points leader has been consistent. Lost in the points lead to Jeff Bright. Got back just last race at Sonoma. And now, down the backstretch into turn 3. A lucky break with a caution and his nearest competitor spinning out. catches up Javier Hernandez, gets past him on the restart. Off of 4. Code Luigi has it. He's going to win the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis. Kiss the bricks, Code Luigi, winner at Indianapolis. They almost wrecked coming to the checkered flag. It looked like the 5 of Jeff Bright almost spun down the pit road. Code Luigi, a Brickyard 400 winner. He gets to kiss the bricks here today. And the IndyCar tribute was good luck for him here today. Let's now go check the finishing results. So here are the finishing results from the Brickyard 400 Indianapolis. There was 1 caution flag for 4 laps and 6 lead changes among 4 different drivers. Code Luigi ends up leading the most laps, only 9 laps of the 24, but he leads the most to victory lane. Javier Hernandez ends up second. If it wasn't for that caution with Nichols spinning, he possibly could have gotten to victory lane. He had a 2-second lead before that, but there's still a lot of laps left, so you never know. And third was Jay Jefferson. He made a late race charge there at the end, so Chip Ganassi Racing first and third. I'm sure that they will be glad with that. Wyatt Walker in fourth, and Francis Dustin fifth. Then Adam Lewis in 6th, Michael Canto 7th, Jonathan Beefer in 8th, TJ Henley started last. He ends up 9th, great charge for him, and running out the top 10, Evan Hunter. So there's your top 20. And where did Eli Bright in 13th, Jeff Bright in 14th? We didn't talk about him all day. He was second in points coming to the day, was falling during the race. He wasn't really in a position to charge at all. He ends up 14th. Riley Spraytube in 15th, won this race last season. So great run for all those guys, and Spraytube especially for backing up his victory last race. Look at some of these guys down here. Some of them possibly had slower pit stops or just not what they wanted. A lot of these guys down here, especially for some of them in the chase. And now let's go look at the point standings. So here are the point standings as we exit Indianapolis. Code Luigi with a 115-point lead now over Jeff Bright, who was second in points. Alexander Rowe is third in points. Francis Dustin fourth, and Brandon Tharp in fifth. Then you got 6th is Max Aronson, 7th is Patrick Smith, 8th is Tim Gary, 9th Jonathan Beefer, and 10th John West. So there's your top 20, and a bad day for Joe Jefferson puts him down to 19th in points, and now without a spot in the chase because Kevin Van with 2 wins is also there, and TJ Henley is still not within the top 10 points. So this is going to be a mad dash for Joe Jefferson, Kevin Bandon. I'm sure a lot of drivers want TJ Henley in the top 10 in points right now. Now, some of those drivers that don't want him in there are John West and Jonathan Beefer. Tim Gary would be like, I'll fall out because I'll still have a wild card. So it's going to be very interesting to see if someone possibly gets a second win of the season, what happens to them, and it's going to be a mad dash to see who can make the chase and who won't. So look down at the rest of the points field. The next race is going to be another wild one, the Sharpie 500 at Bristol. See you guys then.